They're coming for us. Get them. Get them. They're coming in hot.
I got one.
Don't get cocky, kid.
But it's a Pod Bros podcast.
What do you mean it's a podcast? You haven't been shooting? They're all over the place.
Well, no, but they've got all sorts of good shows like Pencil and Ink Reviews and The Guy Huddle and Players vs. Podcasts. I mean, was I supposed to?
Yes. What? How many podcasts do they have?
There's tons. You got other ones like The Accidental Wrestling Fan and Take Aim Outdoors.
That kind of sounds like we should make podcasts, not war.
Aww. What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Sean.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. And I don't know if anybody, the world knows this, and I know this, and I'm sure you probably don't know this because you're a rube. You're just a rube of a man. What happened? What happened recently that made me so happy?
Well, I stopped by the other day. Was that what it was? When I came over and saw you?
God, now I don't know what answer to give.
It's like when your wife asks, "Do I look fat in this?"
Exactly.
Or when she's like, "That girl's got a nice ass." I gotta go.
Well, I don't know what to do. You just faint. Just faint and play dead at that point. Oh, God, he did again.
He always faints whenever somebody walks by.
Doesn't she look cute?
Thud.
Is it gone? Is the threat past?
It's a trap.
See, oh my God, you totally nailed it for me. Thank you for the segue. That's right. The trailer, the next and new and final trailer for Star Wars Episode 7 premiered. I'm not going to ask you if you've seen it because, number one, you probably haven't, and I don't want to get angry. And number two, frankly, I don't care because I've watched it. I watch it at least 3 times a day. At least.
I've seen it once. Yeah, I've seen it once, and it looks pretty legit. I'm pretty excited for it, even though I was already excited for it. Not as much as you, of course.
See, this is the thing that got me super excited about it, or one of the things, is I have friends that I wouldn't say they're anti-Star Wars, but they're just indifferent. You know, they don't care. And they watched that trailer, and they were like, that doesn't look half bad. I might have to watch the other ones, before if I go see this.
Well, that's the thing. You gave J.J. Abrams the reins. He's crossing the streams with Star Trek and Star Wars, and he's the guy I think you want to give it to. I think he knows what you can do and do well, and I think if the trailers are anything, I think that shows that.
Well, here's some of the things that I really liked about the trailer was, number one, like I said, I have friends that aren't into Star Wars, and it made them, made their ears perk up. They were like, oh, that actually looks like a pretty decent movie. Number two, and I think this is what I think J.J. Abrams has a more difficult needle to thread with Star Wars over Star Trek, and here's why. With Star Trek, he pretty much fixed everything because there was that whole problem with, like, how is he going to, do a movie with, the classic characters and all this established canon and blah, 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 blah. And he did that in the first, he fixed it canonistically. He fixed it in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, you introduce time travel, and it kind of gives you a lot of breathing room.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, spoilers. I guess I should call it, but the main villain. It's in the first 5 minutes, so I don't know what I'm spoiling here. In the first 5 minutes, the villain of the movie travels back in time and basically creates an alternate timeline. And so this, the first Star Trek movie, the second Star Trek movie, and then the third the up and coming Star Trek movie are all existing in this alternate timeline. So it doesn't upset you lovely, lovely Star Trek fans, of which I have nothing but love and respect for.
Yeah, and so like with Star Wars, he's not rebooting this. He can't introduce time travel and get away with it a second time.
No.
He's starting it with episode 7.
Yeah, he's starting with episode 7. Not only that is he's going by the rule that I think this was the rule that Lucas kind of set, is that the things like the books and the comic books and things like that are not considered established canon. The only things that are considered established canon in the minds of Lucasfilm are the 6 movies, the television shows. So you have the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, that new one that's on Disney, and I think there's a few of the comic books that are considered canon, but that's pretty much it. So, like, a lot of the books that were written in the 80s, like the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy, the Yuuzhan Vaughn, that whole storyline, all that apparently is considered, since it's considered the expanded universe, it's not considered canon. So that's how Abrams is kind of threading that needle. Whether or not he's right or wrong, I mean, I don't know. Who the fuck cares? Han Solo's in this shit.
Well, it seems like he plays so for this trailer, spoilers, but this is going to be, it's been out for weeks, so everybody's at least stumbled upon it.
Well, and plus it's a fucking trailer. That was the other thing I was going to say, is I watched that trailer, and I still feel like I haven't seen the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Well, no, yeah, I don't have a clue what the movie's about. There's some bad guy, there's stormtroopers, and Leia and Han are, at least entangled in some kind of, embrace. That's about all you know.
And you don't see Luke. We still have not seen Luke Skywalker. I mean, there's a picture leaked on the internet of him in robes, but you haven't seen, the most you've seen is a hand, and you don't even know if that's him.
You assume. But yeah, you don't know.
That's the assumption, but you're not sure. And so, like, that's my thing. It's like, I got done seeing the trailer. I'm like, after I calmed down a bit, I was like, where's Luke Skywalker? I am waiting. I've been waiting. I want to see him. I have to see the OG Jedi.
Well, it seems too like the whole idea that Jedis and the Force seems to be almost like an urban legend.
Yeah,
in this trailer.
Yeah, that kind of struck me too. Is that
it seemed like the whole thing with the Jedi and the dark side, like the whole concept of the Force in general, has been kind of regulated to a superstition or regulate whatever.
Yeah, because I guess you're looking like this is 30 years after Return.
Yeah, something like that. And also, okay, another cool thing here. You see the main villain, who, I went and looked at all the toys. That's Kylo Ren. So Kylo Ren is the main villain, the guy you see in the mask. And so apparently he's this Darth Vader fanboy, which I think is fucking amazing and makes perfect sense to me. And should make perfect sense to anybody. Okay, there's this guy that's trying to emulate Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. Who knows?
Makes sense, yeah.
Who knew that he was a good guy? That he died as a good guy? That he was the one that killed the Emperor? Who knew that? Luke.
Just Luke.
Luke was the only one that knew that. He was the only person around.
And it seems like he's in exile, so I'm sure he hasn't told anybody.
I mean, the Death Star was completely destroyed, so there goes your evidence. Darth Vader's body itself was burned on Endor. So as far as anybody knows, Darth Vader died as the biggest, blackest motherfucker around.
I want to know how he got the mask. The Darth Vader mask.
I don't know.
I think he, eBayed it. There's, an eBay in the Star Wars universe.
Buy it now.
1 billion credits sold.
Not even that. It's like, oh, I have another buyer, and then like 5 stormtroopers show up, and they're like, who's that? Like, that's my buy it now button. That's my take it now button.
And they all 5 shoot 20 times and miss.
Yo, there was one hero stormtrooper that hit somebody. I'm just saying. There was one shot Leia in the arm.
That son of a bitch.
Right?
I saw a meme recently. It was this guy playing Battleship, and you see the character off screen say something like F2 or whatever, and the character who's on the opposing side goes, "That's miss." He's like, "Man, you're not very good at this game, are you?" And when it cuts to the other player, it's a stormtrooper with his hand on his. He's like, "Yeah, I know."
So you didn't give me your. I feel like I've been dominating the conversation. Give me your thing, your trailer opinion thing.
Well, I've only seen it once, but you get a really good sense that, I mean, the big thing that I came from this is it seems like it's the Han Solo show. And I don't know if that's just because they don't want to show Luke too much yet, or maybe Luke has found his way to the dark side, or there's a lot of mystery involved, but you really get a sense that Han Solo is going to be at the front of this, which is cool because it's Harrison Ford. You know, let him run the show like he can do.
Right? That's Han fucking Solo. That's not Harrison Ford. That's Han fucking Solo.
You get a scene with him embracing Leia, which seems like something bad has happened. And then you see them kind of like putting their hands on their head like they're getting captured. So, you know, I get a feeling that there's going to be a lot of not so good stuff happening for these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm curious if this is going to be the Empire Strikes Back, and that's what the first episode 7 is going to be.
I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I think I'm getting I would think it would end on a high note because you have all these new characters to introduce, and like, how are you going to do that if shit goes awry? You got all these new characters. They all need their moment of triumph.
Yeah, well, I just hope it's not like with the first one, you had this really cool Darth Maul character, and then he dies right away. And so that just kind of, meh.
But they do bring him back in the Clone Wars TV series.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
So you get that, and apparently that's considered canon. So,
but that's the thing I always hate is with trilogies, it seems like they want to put in a new bad for every movie. You never see a full, basically 3-phase movie with the same bad guy, the same antagonist.
Except with this. Well, with the original 3, you had Darth Vader as the bad guy, Darth Vader and Grand Moff Tarkin, and then Tarkin dies, and then you go to Empire. I mean, I would say the Vader's considered the big bad in that movie. And he survives. He survives and fucks everybody over.
Well, the original 3 did, yeah. The new 3, the prequel 3 didn't. I mean,
True.
I guess the Emperor was kind of the antagonist for all 3, but I mean, not really.
No, because in the first one you had the whole Trade Federation and Darth Maul, and then you go to the second one and you have Count Dooku and the whole Separatist army. And then you go to episode 3 and you had General Grievous and the Emperor. And
so I know, I'm in. I think it looks really, really good. And what did you tell me, like 2 or 3 minutes after you saw the trailer? There's like 700,000 views on YouTube of it.
45. I looked at, because I caught it the second it posted. It premiered on, I want to get this out. Okay, so the trailer premieres during halftime of Monday Night Football. So, that's kind of my thing. Is like, I mean, could you imagine like a couple dudes like going into a sports bar and like they're sitting down and then they look over and there's like 5 guys wearing like Star Wars t-shirts?
It's the age of the geek, man. I mean,
like, what happened? Like, we're here for the halftime show.
Can we get some Hot Pockets, please? Oh, God, it's hot. Oh, God, it's cold.
These aren't as good as my mom's.
But, I mean, we know a lot of people who are big into sports, and they love Star Wars. It's just, I think the geekness and like because comic book movies are big. You know, I think people that watch Monday Night Football would be into seeing that kind of thing. And
yeah.
plus, Disney owns Star Wars and Disney owns ESPN. So I think it was really it's like, hey, this is free advertising for us. Because that's something they haven't. It doesn't seem like they've put a ton of money into their advertising for the show, for the movie. It's all been pretty much just YouTube and word of mouth.
Right, because I mean, how much? I mean, It's one of those things that it kind of markets itself. You don't really need, like, hey, it's fucking Star Wars. Like, do we really need to like put out posters? And I mean, they kind of do the standard stuff, and it seems like whenever they have. Like at that D23 Expo they had like right after Comic-Con, I mean they had the BB-8 droid and they were showing stuff, and at Comic-Con they had JJ was there and they did the free Star Wars concert and shit like that. So I mean they're not doing. I would say that they're doing. I think that their marketing strategy has just been kind of like, hey, all these people that are fucking in love with these movies, like, let's just get them excited about shit, and then they in turn get everyone else excited. I mean, it seems like that's been their big strategy is like, hey, let's get the fans pumped, and then they turn into our own little marketing machines.
Well, I mean, who's not? I mean, this has been a thing like, what, 4 years in the making? When Disney bought Star Wars, or bought Lucasfilms, it's like, holy shit, they're going to make more Star Wars movies. Because they're going to have to, because they spent like $6 billion on this franchise.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, 4 years in the making. He's like, we're going to make episode 7. We're going to do all these, side movies of different characters. There's going to be a Boba Fett movie. There's going to be, I mean, this has been building for years. So...
also, I mean, like, have you caught anything about the new Rogue One? That was something they were kind of talking about over the summer.
I haven't heard a bunch about it, but I know they were doing a side movie.
See, I fucking love the concept. Okay, so the next movie they're coming out, I don't know if it's going to come out before episode 8, but the next movie I've heard about is Star Wars. It's called Rogue One. And this is going to be a story about the team of, at this point, they're not even rebels, the team of people or, whatever, that steal the plans for the first Death Star and then get them to Princess Leia.
Oh, nice. So it's going to be kind of a throwback movie?
It's like a fucking, it's like a heist movie. Yeah. It's a heist movie with fucking blaster pistols.
That'd be
like
awesome.
Ocean's 11... with stormtroopers.
Quick, get on my shoulders. We'll look like Darth Vader. Hello, Vader. Hello. Force choke this man. I can't right now. I got a hand cramp.
Oh, here you go. Interesting bit of Star Wars trivia. I feel like I should do this. Okay, from now on until the moment the movie releases, I've just decided right now. I'm gonna put out one bit of Star Wars trivia. This is something that you folks can take home take it to your wives, take it to your girlfriends, take it to your friends, and you can impress them with your wealth of Star Wars knowledge. And that's going to be a service I'm going to provide to you. Bit of Star Wars trivia. When we're talking about Darth Vader, he cannot shoot lightning. Even though he's a Sith, he can't shoot lightning. Like, you ever notice in any of the movies, in any of the shows, he never shoots lightning. All the other Sith did. Count Dooku did. Darth Sidious did. Why can't Darth Vader shoot lightning?
Because he has no hands.
Because he doesn't have real arms.
Oh. Can I jerk off with these things? Yes, you can. But I'd practice with a cucumber a few times first.
Thank God. So there you go. Bit of Star Wars trivia for you. Oh, here, you know what? Here's a freebie. Just since I just decided the sound for Darth Vader's voice, that was a microphone put inside the rebreather of a scuba tank.
Huh.
They put a microphone inside the rebreather on a scuba tank, and just recorded somebody breathing in and out of it. And there you go. You got the ominous breathing that, sparked the fear in many a chilled Ren. Anywho.
So I know you said you've watched this like 3 times a day.
I watch it at least 3 times a day.
What's the part that gets you the most giddy? Because I know you're a big Luke fan.
I am. Luke, like that's the one I've been jonesing for. But I gotta say, the moment, and it happened in the last trailer too, is it's when the music kicks up. Because Star Wars is a space opera. People call it an action movie, a sci-fi movie. It's a space opera. And one of the key critical components of any of those movies has been the music. That's John Williams all over. John Williams is all over that movie. He's shooting his fucking wad all over all 6 of those movies. Okay, so for this one, he revamped the original Star Wars score. He's kind of updated it, kind of added some new stuff to it. And you catch bits and pieces of it in the trailer. And you watch the trailer and it kind of starts out, you just hear the piano like for the first maybe 20 seconds. It kind of just, bing. But then there's that, the brass kind of swells in when the villain shows up. And that split second where you see the Millennium Falcon flying around and there's a TIE fighter behind him and they're shooting and that music's fucking kicking up. And at first you don't catch it, but the second time you hear it, it's the theme. It's it's that do 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 do.
I just imagine you getting like so wet and like teary-eyed at the same moment.
Okay, every time I see it, like I have headphones on, and like every single time, the second that kicks in, like the biggest shit-eating grin like comes on my face. I have seen that trailer at least 25 to 30 times. And still in that moment I'm like, yes! I just get like this just cheesy fucking grin. And here's the fucked up thing though, is okay, I'm such a dork that I've actually gone on YouTube and watched reaction videos to the trailer.
Yeah.
Where it's like just people watching the trailer and then reacting to it. Like, this is our first time watching it or whatever. And they do it too. Like the split second the Millennium Falcon comes over, like all of them, they just like, eek. Like they all get this fucking grin. Like for the first 20 seconds, they're looking at it and they're all careful and they're like Clint Eastwood, like their eyes kind of narrow and like their brow kind of furrows, like they're taking it all in, like they're studying it, like it's a fucking doctoral dissertation. They're focused on it, and they're sitting there and they're scrutinizing the camera angle, they're scrutinizing the scenery, the actors' expressions, the way they're emoting, the dialogue going on. But if go online, watch any YouTube reaction video to this trailer, the second you see the Millennium Falcon fly over and that music kicks up, all of them smile every single time. That is the second where they all get taken back to being 10 years old, sitting there in a theater or at home on their fucking couch, and they're all 10 years old watching fucking Star Wars and being blown away by it. Because that's what happened to me.
I'm thinking you could get some like really good bonus points with your wife. So this is what you're going to do, Richard. This is how you're going to get some great points with the wife. You pop in your wedding DVD and you just sit there and you watch this. So you have them on 2 screens, right? So you're watching the Star Wars, getting all teary-eyed, and you call her in and be like, "Babe, come look at this. Babe, oh my God." Minimize the YouTube video, pop open the wedding video, and she's going to come and be like, "Oh my God, you're watching our video." And you're like, yeah. It's just
tears running down my face.
So many great memories.
It wasn't our wedding song. Oh, well, it should have been.
You never let me have anything I want.
It's about compromise.
You made me wear this Princess Leia outfit because you wouldn't wear it, babe.
Yeah. Wore it under my tux. I don't know if you know this, but at your wedding, yeah, I wore it under my tux as well.
Nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I thought you had a nice little strut when you're walking down.
I did too, because I worked it like I owned it.
Everybody's like, who's that? Oh, that's Sean's gay friend. Hey, Grandpa. Oh, mercy.
And then Grandpa's like, Uda wada chibi. Unta non chibi.
That's gross.
You're welcome.
So is there any kind of other news or anything you've heard about the trailer since? Any kind of
it broke in the first 24 hours. It broke IMAX records. Let's see. According to the Hollywood Reporter, $6.5 million worth of IMAX tickets were sold in 24 hours. More than 6 times what the likes of The Dark Knight Rises, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and The Avengers had achieved in a single day.
Wow. Have you got your ticket yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, why not, dude?
I'm getting there. Fandango has also confirmed a new pre-sale record, with more than 8 times as many tickets shifted for The Force Awakens as for the previous record holder, the first Hunger Games movie.
Really? The first Hunger Games movie?
Yeah.
Huh. That's odd, because I remember when that came out, I thought like everybody didn't know what to expect for it. So I don't remember that being like a big...
Yeah, I don't remember that being like a big thing either.
Because I remember when I went to see it, I was like, I was kind of nervous it'd be like a chick flick kind of thing. I mean, it kind of is, but
yeah,
it was better than what I thought. But I don't remember there being a big hoopla about it.
Within moments of ticket sales going live, Fandango, sites like Fandango and movie tickets crashed.
I did hear that, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing, dude. You try to buy an iPhone the day it releases, shit breaks. It just don't work.
Good point. Good point.
So you're still planning on going opening day, right?
Yeah, I'm all set. I'll be set for opening evening, or the night before. I'll be set for a midnight show. Don't you worry.
So that's a good question. So since the first,
my geek cred will stay intact, sir. How dare you question me?
I know when the Star Wars, the first 3 came out, I don't think they did this. I think they were just strictly midnight releases. But in the last couple of years, instead of doing midnight releases, they do like 9:30 shows.
Right, and honestly, I'm not really big on that. I like midnight shows. I mean, I get it. It's not really like that big a difference, but I don't know. It's something like that whole like, ooh, the movie comes out on December 18th when I'm going to be in the theater at 12:01 a.m. on December 8th. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's something to that. Like if you say like, oh, I caught it the night before at 9, like I was home in bed by midnight.
I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm made of stronger stuff than you.
This is true. This is very true. But I mean, you get in bed by 11. You get to go to work the next morning, nice and refreshed, and you got your flick, scene, and then your noggin, and it's just.
I will say this: I have already taken off the day it comes out, the day before it comes out, and the day after it comes out. I have already blocked off that time off of work.
So that's a good question. So you're gonna wait in line and try to get a midnight release, right? That's what you're shooting for, or will you try to go to an early one?
I'll probably go to. Honestly, I'm gonna. I know I shouldn't do this, but I feel like I can't help it. I've set the bar kind of high because I'm already under the impression that I'm going to really, really like this movie. Whether I'm setting myself up for failure, I mean, that's up for debate. But with that knowledge that I feel like I'm going to already like this movie, I feel like over the course of those 3 days, I'm going to watch it more than once.
That was gonna be my next question. So in those 3 days, how many times are you gonna go see it?
I'll probably, I'll catch the early show before. I'll probably catch another show, either release. I'll probably at least over the course of those 3 days, I'll at least see it twice, depending on, because I feel like the first time I watch it, it's not that I'm gonna be looking for mistakes or that I want there to be mistakes, but I know that first time my eye is not going to be that critical, because that first time I'm almost positive I'm gonna be like, holy shit, this is it's a fucking Star Wars movie, and I'm in a theater and I'm watching it. And granted, I have been in a theater and I have seen Star Wars movies in a theater. I'm gonna be sitting there and be like, fucking Han Solo and fucking Luke Skywalker.
Whoever you're sitting next to, you're just gonna go like, Star Wars.
Yeah. And you know what? The person sitting next to me, he's gonna do it too. And then we're gonna get into a little play slap fight.
Credits haven't even started, or the trailers haven't even started yet.
Not important.
So I know you talked in an earlier episode about getting your boy on a Millennial Falcon, like a really cool Millennial Falcon.
I did.
Is he into Star Wars as much as you are?
He actually him and I had a discussion about it today, which also brings up another thing. Okay, so today he was watching the trailer, and he was watching one of those trailer analysis videos on YouTube, where they kind of break it down into bits and then speculate about what's going to happen in the movie based on, this frame in the trailer, and they go through it frame by frame. Okay?
Yeah. I've seen those before. They kind of allude to like what they think is going to happen in the movie, and they basically take a minute and a half trailer and try to tell you how the whole movie's going to play out.
Exactly. And I mean, whether or not they're right or wrong, I mean, that's besides the point. So he's sitting there and he's watching this, and he's like, "Hey, Dad, do you want to watch this with me?" And I said, "No," because here's my thing. I fucking love Star Wars. And it's been a hard fight for me. It's been like trying. Not that I'm a crack addict, but I feel like if I was, this is how I would feel trying to stay away and stay off of crack, because I would gobble up any fan theory thrown at me.
Yeah.
And but I've been making a point to purposely stay away from it because I want to enjoy the movie.
You want it pure, and
I do, exactly.
Yeah.
I want it pure. And so him and I got into this discussion about like, well, I was like, no, I'm not watching that. And you shouldn't watch it either, because don't you want to go to the movie and not have all that gobbledygook in your head about what this person said, how it's going to be, and what this person said, how it's going to be, and whether or not, this person thinks it's going to be good or this person thinks it's going to be bad. Like, why have all that in your head? Why can't you just go and sit and enjoy the movie?
That's big business right now too, because I mean, you look at like Batman v Superman. That's there. You can't throw a rock on the internet without finding some kind of fan theory on something,
right? Where they see, hey, and not only that, you go beyond that. Not only do you have people analyzing the stuff that's legitimately put out, then you have things that are leaked. I mean, we're not even discussing things that get out about a given movie that shouldn't have gotten out, and then possibly spoil the whole thing for you. I have not seen the picture of Luke Skywalker in his Jedi robes that apparently someone snapped a picture of and posted. I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. I want that moment.
The problem with those kind of things, though, if you go in with these theories, you're going to be thinking about that as you're watching the movie. So if there's a fan theory that like Luke Skywalker is actually Darth Vader, that's not a theory, but let's just say that was the whole movie. The whole movie, you're going to be like, okay, when does he become? When is it revealed that he's actually Darth Vader? And then you're going to miss the movie and be like, oh, that wasn't real.
Exactly. And not only that, you have all these preconceived notions about how the movie's going to go, And so then it's almost you almost make you've tried to watch. It's honestly, I think it's people trying to watch the movie before they watch the movie.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
And I don't get it. I don't understand it. Well, I do understand it because it's been hard to stay away from it. Because I subscribe to all those sorts of news feeds and all those sorts of video feeds and things like that where people are like, hey, this is, check out this new theory based on this evidence found in the trailer. Or, hey, look at, leaked photos from the set of episode 7 and blah, 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 blah. I would say that 9 times out of 10, I'll look. Of course I will. But with this one in particular, I've made it a point to say, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to see. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to look at any leaked photos. I'm not going to watch any trailer analysis or fan theory or all that other gobbledy bullshit. All I'm going to do is I'll watch the trailers. I'll watch the stuff that's legitimately put out for the movie to market the movie, and that's as far as I'm going with it. Because like you said, I want it to be pure. I want a pure experience. I want to go in there and sit down and be given the experience that J.J. Abrams intended for me. So that's where I'm at. How I feel.
I think it's a little easier with this movie too because they haven't put much out. They haven't leaked anything really to make you be like, "Oh, this is what it's about."
No. The most I've heard about it is from I heard have you heard Kevin Smith talk about it?
Yeah, a little bit.
His visit to the set or whatever. And I'm fine with listening to that cuz I feel like that's an anecdotal story about, he's going to visit the set and he's made a point, I'm not, he's made a point to say I'm not going to spoil the movie. I've seen things in the movie, and anything that I talk about in relation to the movie is going to be things that have already been talked about, things that are already out there. So he was talking about, he talked about going to see the Millennium Falcon, and I heard that story, and I almost cried. I am a 33-year-old man, and I almost cried listening to a man talk about him stepping onto the set of a fucking mythical spaceship. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with letting you know it. I'm fine with letting the internet know it. I'm fine with letting my family know it.
It's just so beautiful.
He talked about stepping onto that ramp and 10 years disappeared of his life, and he was back in his 30s, and he talks about taking another step, and he talks about, and then by the time he gets inside that fucking spaceship and he's walking around the Millennium Falcon, he's like, I was 8 years old watching him, seeing a movie, remembering seeing a movie called Star Wars, and I was like, I did. I watch those reaction videos, and sometimes I almost cry. That's where I'm at. That's I don't think people I know my wife doesn't understand. Pretty sure my kids don't understand.
Well, all you need to do is whenever the wife gives you that dirty look, just pop in The Notebook and watch her tears just start going down.
That's actually that would actually happen. I think honestly, I actually thought about this 2 or 3 days ago. I think I'm gonna be that guy that his kids, get together for his 65th birthday or something, and by that time they're gonna have that whole Star Wars theme park built. Because they announced that, over the summer, they're like, hey, we're, there's no set completion date, but we're gonna build this, a whole Star Wars park that's gonna be based at a Disney. And I'm gonna be that guy that his kids get together for his 65th birthday, and they're like, we got you tickets to Disney World so you could go to the Star Wars theme park, and they're gonna see video. There's gonna be video of me at 65, walking and seeing the Millennium Falcon and just breaking down in tears. I'm gonna be like that. I'm gonna be like those veterans you see when they go to like Normandy, when they go and
Yeah.
like revisit the Normandy beach, and they're like, "Ah," except it's gonna be me looking at inside of a spaceship from a movie.
That's gonna be what 40 years old at that point, 50-year-old at that point.
Yeah, maybe. So that's what I've been up to. I did. I imagine there's gonna be a video like there's gonna be my daughters are gonna be holding a phone, and I'll have a cane, and I'll just kind of hobble into the Millennium Falcon, and I'll just look around, and then I'll just fall down and cry. It's so beautiful.
They're gonna like elbow each other, be like, did they elbow your wife? Be like, did Dad do that when when we were born? Like, no, he didn't.
No, not at all.
I just imagine. I want to see the video of you getting that card. The kids are like, okay, Dad. 65. Woo, here we go. And they hand you a card, and you're like, "Rrr."
Yeah. You know what? I'll be good then, because then it won't be real. I'll be good then because there'll be this tangible thing that's off in the distance. But that second, I know this for a fact. I'm a grown man, and I'll admit it. If I need to be inside that theme park before I die. It needs to finish, and I need to be in there before I die. That's officially made my bucket list.
It's the one and only thing on your bucket list.
Maybe.
It's that, and then your wife wearing a Princess Leia outfit.
Check that box.
Were you Jabba in that scenario?
You know what? I don't feel the need to discuss my personal life with you.
She's like, "Are you going to be Luke or not Luke?" That'd be even weirder.
Yeah, it would. Why? See, you just did that. Why'd you make it weird?
Well, except for
I'm trying to explain something cool about like, hey, chick in a slave Leia outfit, and then you're like, yeah, and then you could be like, brother and sister. I'm like, what? Where? What? Huh?
No, I was thinking of she's trying to like role play. It's like, okay, I'm trying to get in the mindset of what you want here, Rich. It's like, so I'm gonna be in Princess Leia outfit, and you come in as Han Solo. You're like, wait a minute, no, not Han. I want to be Jabba. That's my fantasy. I want to be Jabba.
No, just no. I was Han. Damn it.
That's funny.
Han's the cool one. So anyway, that's me. That's where I'm living. I've been spending a great amount of time watching one trailer, watching reaction videos to the trailer, and that's about as far as I've gotten. I feel like that's consumed my week. How about you? What have you been up to?
Well, I've seen the trailer too, and just in our discussion talking about this, the thing that like it's really cool to hear like you said like Kevin Smith when he talks about it, that you guys have something that you just absolutely love. And, there's a theme park that you're saying you want to go to before you pass on. There's this movie that you're just super psyched for. And I always go back to like, I don't really have anything like that. Like we'll talk about like the Turtles, and we've already discussed how that was awful.
Yeah, there was that. And see, that's the thing. Well, I mean, to be fair, like this could be bad. I mean, I'm not trying. I mean, that's entirely possible. This could be bad.
You've seen the new Turtles movie, right?
No,
Okay.
I actually haven't. Based on your recommendation, I'm like, well, he hates it.
That's bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure this Star Wars movie is going to be bearable. Because, I mean, can you go back and watch The Phantom Menace?
I actually can. The Phantom Menace didn't really bother. I mean, yeah, there's the Jar Jar thing. Phantom Menace didn't really bother me. I actually liked the Phantom Menace over Attack of the Clones. Attack of the Clones, I was not all that happy with.
Yeah, that one was a little odd. But, I mean, what's the third one? Is it The Return of the Sith or
Revenge of the Sith?
Revenge of the Sith. That was pretty good.
That one was good. I would say that out of those three, which I gotta say that I kind of saw that one, that I kind of saw that coming, that was going to be the good one. Because that's the one where you're going to see, Anakin Skywalker's like fall, you're going to
No.
Yeah.
But I can't go back and watch the new Turtles movie. I mean, they learn their skills from a book.
I'm sorry. Well, this is why, maybe J.J. Abrams should take over the Ninja Turtles.
I guess that's you guys get J.J. Abrams and we get Michael Bay.
Yeah.
So I think about that. Like, how would you felt if they're like, all right, we're redoing Star Wars, and the guy who's gonna head this is Michael Bay.
Oh my God! Would you have not like? I think that two things would have happened. One, there would have been like this internet riot. Like it would have it would have been the internet in that moment, in the course of like 3 hours. Like after that would be announced, like I just imagine the internet. It'd be like you walk into a room and there's just everything's on fire and there's children running around like in circles chasing each other. I mean, somebody's hitting the walls with a hammer.
You have Shia LaBeouf stepping in and he's like, "I'm gonna be Han Solo."
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
But you got J.J. Abrams. I mean, you're in good shape there. I mean, he takes. Is he going? Are they doing a third Star Trek? Is he heading that too?
I don't think. I think he's on as. He's probably on as a producer. But I'm almost positive he's not directing.
Yeah. Could you? Oh God, I couldn't imagine trying to direct Star Trek 3 and the new Star Wars.
Well, I don't think he even Did he direct Star Trek 2? Did he direct Into Darkness?
I thought he did, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. But one thing I would say about you go with J.J. Abrams. Like J.J. Abrams, I felt like he was reverent of the source material when it came to Star Trek. He respected it.
Well, I mean, he's a fan, and we've talked about this on a lot of things.
Well, and that's I was gonna say that. I mean. And maybe this is just my perception of it, or maybe that's just the way he's kind of playing it up. But I almost get the feeling that between the two franchises, between Star Wars and Star Trek, I feel like he's more of a fanboy for Star Wars.
Well, I wonder if it was in his game plan. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do Star Trek and kind of get a feel for all this. Because has he done like a sci-fi type space show at all or movie?
Well, he had Alias. I mean, that was kind of sci-fi-y.
But I mean, he takes this and it's like, okay, here's Star Trek. I'm gonna figure out how to do all this stuff, and that's gonna be kind of my learning experience for what I really love, which is Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Oh, he did direct. Into Darkness. I did not know this. I thought he just did the first one just to kind of get it going.
Gotcha.
And then kind of went from there.
Well, you know who's in Into the Darkness that you absolutely love?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I'm surprised they haven't pulled him in for the new Star Wars.
Well, he's doing Doctor Strange.
That's right.
Let's see. He did the Mission Impossible movies. Well, no, he did Mission Impossible 3.
But he hasn't done any kind of sci-fi type movies.
Well, Super 8. If that counts.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
I mean, I would say, in terms of sci-fi-y kind of stuff, yeah, I would say, Alias, maybe a little. That was more spy thing. I would say Super 8, and then the Star Trek movies.
And didn't he have R2-D2 in the Star Trek movie? Wasn't there a scene where, there's, ships blowing up and R2-D2 was flying by?
Maybe.
I thought there was, a cut scene you could see of that.
I don't know. You should find that. You find that and you send it to me.
I'll look for it. You can probably YouTube it pretty easily. So, I mean, we're what? About 40-ish days away? I mean, we're a month and a half away.
Let's see. The date is... We are... As of today, we are... 30, 48... Almost 50.
Okay. You haven't got your tickets yet, but you're going to get those purchased. And you got 3 days off.
I'm not too worried about it. And not because I feel like, oh, there's going to be tickets available, because it's not my thing. The only reason I've been kind of procrastinating with it is just the area that I live in. There's not going to be a mad rush at the door.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, that theater is going to be. I guarantee for that first show that theater is going to be full, but it's not going to. It didn't sell out in the first 10 minutes.
So that's a good question. You stood in line for episode 3. How many people were there for that? Like, were there people getting turned away, or was there enough people? Like, if you got there at the 20 minutes before the 12:03 show, would you be able to get a ticket?
I would say that yes, but they actually so originally they had a 12:01 show. Well, that one sold out fairly, with fair enough time that they were able to that they put out a 12:02 show. Now, I bought tickets for the 12:02. And I think the only reason I did was because that show had just come up, and I was like, "Oh, 12:02." I was like, "Okay, I'll buy these because what's a minute, So when I was in line, I think I was like the 6th or 7th person in line for the theater, but I was the first person in line for my show, so that actually kind of played to my advantage. I was first in line for the theater that I was going to be in, even though I wasn't necessarily the first person in line. Although that movie, episode 3, they ended up going to a 12:04. So they had a 12:01 and that one sold out. Then they did a 12:02 and that one sold out. 12:03 sold out. I think they did they announced they were doing a 12:04 show. I want to say like the day that day.
So they somehow got a hold of a 4th print.
Yeah, so they got a hold of a 4th print and then the day before the technical release of it, they were like, "Okay, we have a 12:04 show."
So the only time I've ever gone to like an early release was for the Turtle show, and it was dead. So what are some good advice for people who, if they're going to stand in line all day to go into the show, like what's some good advice? Because staying all day, you got to go to the bathroom. So once you get in the theater,
I think the critical thing is develop a rapport with the people in front of you and the people behind you, because you're going to be standing next to these people for hours and hours and hours and hours, and your time can go by so much better and so much smoother if you're cordial and nice to people, especially the people that are around you in line. And I think that helps when it comes to like the bathroom, when it comes to things like that. Like, hey, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, and you almost develop like the sense of camaraderie with those people.
Because you stood in line for like what, 12 hours?
Yes, 12. Yeah, a little over 12.
Okay.
I got there. It was a midnight show. I got there like about 10, maybe 10 or 11. So, and the people, like, it's funny. The place I worked at was fairly close to the movie theater. So, it was a restaurant, and I grabbed some food that we were gonna get rid of. So on my way home, I took some food with me, and there was I drove past the theater, and there was already 4 or 5 people in line. And on my way home, it was probably 12 or 1 in the morning or something like that. And I was like, "Hey guys," I was like, "I brought you some food."
Oh, to the people waiting in line?
To the people waiting in line. It was just
nice.
a couple. Yeah, it was like a couple sandwiches or something like that. And I was just like, "Here," I was like, this is some stuff we were, it's good. We were just going to pitch it because no one wanted it. So here you go.
Trust me, there's no poison in it.
Right.
Oh, look, I'm first in line.
And they were like, "Hey, thanks," or whatever. So that was the night before. Like I said, this was 1 in the morning. And so then about 10 or 11, I got there to sit in line, and those guys were still there. So at that point, we had already, we already kind of established a rapport. We're already friends. We're already, kind of cool with each other. So if there's times that I need to go to the bathroom or whatever, you're cool with these people. So,
Well, I think if you're standing in line for 12 hours, there's got to be some kind of code. It's like, hey, if you got to go to the bathroom, I'm going to let you back in your spot. If you have to go to the bathroom, because if some doinch bag walks up there like 10 minutes before the movie, it's like, oh, well, you went to the bathroom, dude. You lost your spot in line.
Right.
Like, really, dude? Really?
Yeah, and that's where that rapport comes in handy, because then those are the guys that are gonna be like, no, dude, fuck you. He's been here for like 10 hours. Those are the people that are gonna have your back if shit goes down.
Hey, fuck you, dude. This guy's been here for like 10 hours.
Exactly. Solidarity, my brothers.
Well, I guess do you want to throw out any Richard's closing thoughts?
I'm trying to think. One trick. Okay, here's one thing I gotta say. When I waited in line before, it was May, and so
ooh, yeah,
I'm curious how this one's gonna go, considering we're talking about the middle of December. I think we're gonna have to dress. I'm gonna have to dress warm.
Yeah, that's gonna be chilly. I think in this one, you're going to need a partner, because you're going to need somebody to come by and probably grab that extra, coveralls and all that other stuff you're going to have.
Yeah.
Because you're probably not going to want to take that inside.
Well, last time I had like a lawn chair and I had my lightsaber and whatever. and my wife came by, before the movie started, and she grabbed my stuff to put in the car because she's a sweet lady. That's love.
That is love.
So there's my closing thought. Like, be with the person that you love, because they're the ones that'll put your lawn chair and your lightsaber in the trunk for you. So you're not sitting through the movie trying to find a place to put it.
All right, well, I'll do a little bit of housekeeping on that note. Go to our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe and leave a review on iTunes and Stitcher.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The podcast network on the internet with all the force and none of the dark side.
Well, I don't know. I mean, John is a pretty big... I would say that John's an equal Star Wars fan.
That's
I feel
true.
like I should have had him here so we could just like fanboy out over this.
What's a Nubian? Fuck you, Sean. And if you need any headbuds, go to tweakedaudio.com. Use the promo code LOBARMY and you'll get 33% off.
That's a Jawa size discount.
It is.
Because it's not full grown, but it's pretty big. Like a Jawa's 33% of a person. I mean, I'm not trying to be racist against Jawas. I'm just saying, like, they're small. Not like it's... No, never mind. I'm not going there. Anyway.
All right. Well, anything else before I close her out?
No.
Or do you want to put a little Jabba in your mouth?
Nope. We're leaving that be. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's all the romance we have for this show. I'm Sean.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver.
I just want you to know that it's true. All of it.
You mean Greedo shot first?
Oh, God, I hate you so much right now. If we get hate mail, and we should get hate mail for that. That's your fault.